I want to watch this video. There was a nutritionist breaking down Lunchlys.
If a parent came into my doctor...
I really want to watch this. The truth about electrolytes, Prime, and Lunchly. Because I know that they're like rent-free about like, oh my god, electrolytes, they're like the best thing in the world. You need more of them. But like what they never say is like too much is bad for you. Because it's literally just the salts.
If a parent came into my doctor's...
It's just the salt in like water, pretty much.
office, I would not recommend that their child drink this for lunch. But I also wouldn't recommend that they drink this, or even something like this. In fact, I wouldn't recommend anybody just drink hydration electrolyte beverages for the heck of it.
I think the problem with Lunchly at the minute is like, you can see anyone on like Instagram or TikTok that's doing a review on it and they're saying how good it is. They've been paid and they're glazing and they got sent a free product from MrBeast and they don't want to be blacklisted. But then on the other side of the spectrum, you've got these people that like, I just got to go into the product just blindly hating on it, being like, oh, this sucks because I know that gets me views.
We've become so obsessed with shoving electrolytes down.
When are we getting the fear and hunger video?
Tomorrow.
On people's throats, and it's time to talk about it. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Suter. My goal in this channel is to teach you about the medical side of the sports world, and that includes the current topic with these hydration drinks. Now, all of this is being spurned because of Logan Paul, MrBeast, and KSI launching their new food.
You're too late. You're too late. I came back. You're too late. Dude, like guaranteed, bro was scurrying to get mommy's card so we could put the details in and make the funny dodo. That's crazy. Thank you, Haz, for the 10 and Annan for the 10. You did one Haz, but it didn't come through for some reason. Maybe the Kratos voice is broken.
Lunchly, I think I'm saying it right. After Logan shared this image highlighting the...
I do like how pathetic the
Wash your hands, dirty girl.
I did wash my hands. The calories are actually pathetic in difference. Like 360 versus 390. It's like, that's 30 less calories. Why would you even care at that point? 30 less calories? 30 calories is nothing. That's like doing star jumps for like 5 minutes. Like, that's nothing.
The nutritional contents and specifically calling out electrolytes compared to a Lunchable and how much better it was with all these electrolytes.
Oh yeah, this guy got attacked by Logan, I remember, because they thought they were rebranding sodium to electrolytes.
I made this little joke about sodium getting rebranded as electrolytes because that's really what's happened. We've taken things like sodium, potassium that historically have been thought of in a very respectable fashion, something you have to do respectable amounts.
It weighs less too, so it's actually worse. What, like the package weight? Oh, like it's smaller portion sizes, you mean?
And be cautious with is now just considered electrolytes.
Yeah, I mean, electrolytes are just salt. Like, everyone seems to be tricked into thinking it's this mystical thing that's like, oh, it's good for everything. It's good post-workout. It helps you with a hangover. But it's just salts. I made this cope in the video. Like, this water I drink. I drink San Pellegrino, right? This isn't good for you, by the way. It's acidic. I think Pellegrino is owned by Nestle, which is a dog shit company. Like, they've done so many violations and stuff. But, I mean, I like the taste of it. And it's no calories. There's no sweeteners in it. And then it's got... What's it got in it? It's got sulfate, bicarbonate, calcium, magnesium, chloride, sodium, silica, nitrate, strontium, potassium, and fluoride. But it's got barely any fluoride because apparently like something too much fluoride is bad for you, even though it helps with your teeth.
And it's this big, positive, amazing thing all the time. Logan seemed to take offense to my tweet here, calling me a sports medicine.
Remember, kids drink beer? Okay, true. If everyone drank beer, we wouldn't be in this problem.
Turns out you were never supposed to release Darkwood, and by dropping it you've doomed us to a Terminator-style Armageddon. I was sent back to stop you, but I forgot, so I guess I'll just watch it on repeat until the end.
Thank you, Brappy, for the 10. Brappy.
Doctor, saying that I can't tell the difference between sodium and potassium. Logan, I assure you, I can. I understand.
Crazy how even a sports medicine doctor can't tell the difference.
And the basics of hydration here, and we're gonna talk about it and dive into this and just my opinion, and not my opinion, but the...
Yeah, Logan and KSI lashed out so much. I think MrBeast kept kind of a low profile. He just did like kind of a stealth reply to a drama alert tweet, And that was pretty much it. And then obviously his replies were flooded with, respond, Jimmy, why don't you respond to the allegations? Like you spell for the 12. Can I see that Dr. Pepper? Yeah. It's like a new one they've got in the UK. Because we don't really have different flavors here because they don't care. It's just 0. Like, it's not even a new flavor. It literally just says new look. Like, it's the exact... It's just Dr. Pepper 0. I've just got, like, a crate of them because it's the only soft drink I actually like at the minute.
The science.
Like, I get bored drinking water all day, so when it hits the evening, I want to, like, actually have a soft drink. So, yeah.
On what the deal is with this. And then MrBeast, this was something that he posted on his account, and this is really the highlight, the crux of this. More electrolytes, Lunchables, yes, hundreds of millions of units. Their product, 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, more electrolytes. So they're advertising that more electrolytes are good, and that is the fundamental problem
smell
here.
like Lunchables.
Yeah, it's because I was sleeping with your mom. Thank you for the 10, though, Annan. I don't understand, like, why... The differences they're making in the product is barely any different as well. It's like, oh, we've got 80 less calories, 60% less sugar. The less sugar is... That's actually pretty good, but to be fair, there wasn't actually that much sugar to begin with. The main reason how they're eliminating sugar is through the drink. The drink, like the Capri Sun, has a insane amount of sugar, and all they're doing is like just replacing it with a Prime, which has like 1 gram of sugar or something. It's just got mostly sweetness instead.
And the lack of misunderstanding.
And then if you bring that up to them, their argument is, well, Lunchables is really bad. We're doing something like slightly better. And I feel like an argument like this, the goalposts are moved so much that you're not even allowed to criticize them anymore, because it's like, oh, well, you know, like, why aren't you making a healthier product? No one likes a healthier product. Then why are you making the product at all? Because Lunchables make something bad, and we want to make something a little bit less bad. Because I know Mr. Breast has said before, he tried to make Feastables really healthy, and no one liked it. Because if, surprisingly, if you remove all the sugar out of a product, it tastes like ass. Have you had, like, pure 100% dark chocolate before? That's mostly cocoa? Like, it tastes like dirt and soil. Like, it's really good for you, for your heart and stuff in moderation, but, yeah, just on its own, it's just actual dirt.
With electrolytes and hydration that has frankly gotten out of control with just this electrolyte hydration beverage.
I do like how they're trying to roast Lunchables, though, and it's like, you're like 30 calories less, bro. Like, come on, like, settle down.
Market. Yes, there's...
I don't know why they don't want to, like, YouTubers are so scared of just admitting that they're doing it for money. I don't understand that. Like, literally just come out and say that you want to make more money. But you will never say that because you are already so stinking rich that if you say that, you know that you've lowered your guard down and everyone is going to jump on you by saying, look how much you've got, look how much money you're worth. Like all that money collected through like gambling and stuff like that.
There's no doubt that our bodies need proper amounts of electrolytes to function. Electrolytes are crucial. Things like sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, magnesium, for the function of literally almost everything in our body, muscles, nerves. You have to have proper levels of all those electrolytes. If they become too high, you have problems. If they become too low, you have problems. Generally speaking, our bodies do a very, very good job of managing the proper balance of electrolytes. We shouldn't have to rely on external supplementation of electrolytes beyond our food.
Both options are for brain-dead iPad kids with parental abandonment issues. Well, I think the main problem you've got is like, if you're a parent, like being a parent is fucking demanding. Like no wonder no one's having kids anymore, right? That was another video I was going to watch, by the way. Like literally no one is having kids anymore because of like the cost and the time. And then people are now starting to realize the sacrifice they make by having children. Like preparing meals for your kids every day that isn't just processed garbage. Like it's convenient. That's why fast food makes a killing in like most developed countries, because it's like, it's cheap-ish. Not really anymore, to be fair. It used to be, now it's not. But it's convenient and it's fast. I had McDonald's the other day, like the first time I had McDonald's in like must be 5 years or something. It was a Big Mac and it was fries. That's well over 1,000 calories, right? It's gonna be like 1,200, 1,500. And then I had it and I was like, this is really good, damn. And then literally like 3 hours later, I was starving again. So then I kind of realized why people that eat McDonald's become fat, because it's like you're getting all these calories, but you're not satiated at all. Like he drank off for the 11 months.
Food for just normal daily healthy function. And that's part of my initial argument here. You don't need to drink electrolyte drinks just as part of daily life. there is no reason that you should be consuming.
Well, usually most people that are healthy are people that are rich because they can actually spend the time and resources into making themselves rich. Making themselves healthy, sorry. That's the disparity. It's like, doesn't Mexico have a worse obesity rate than America? Literally just because, like, they have no money.
I got timed out earlier for saying go bald 3 times in a row at mods.
Thank you, Nick, for the 10.
Gatorade, Liquid IV, Prime, Body Armor, any of these electrolyte drinks, they're not necessary for your average, regular, healthy person.
They're literally just used for people that, like, work out, that do big runs and stuff like that. You don't need it.
Hi Pyro, can't wait to see next Friday. How are you feeling about coming to Australia?
Thank you, Carlos, the 10. I'm excited. I need to promote... Oh, thank you for reminding me, actually. I need to promote PAX more. I think the scariest thing is, like, I'm only going to be doing the meet and greet for, like, 3-4 hours. So I'm just not going to be able to see everyone. But we are selling exclusive posters, which should be pretty cool.
To just sit and have for lunch, dinner, breakfast, or as a snack. I'm not a hypocrite though. I've had my fair share of these at times with meals, but
I mean, isn't the entire point of like electrolyte drinks is because when you sweat through like heavy exercise, you sweat out salt? So then you want to replace the salt that you've lost. Like little Timmy that's playing Fortnite 12 hours a day in his room while scrolling on TikTok. He's not exactly sweating. He's sweating at the game, okay? He's greasing the game, but there is not actual sweat leaving his body. So I don't think he needs that Gatorade or that Prime.
But I'm saying when you're trying to advertise and market it as something that is like okay or better to have a bunch of electrolytes, that's where I think you have to be really careful and make sure people have the right impression. If we look at the ingredients label here for Prime, just for example.
I mentioned this in the Lunchly video as well. Like, notice how they talk about Lunchlys instead of playing any games. Notice how they keep saying high protein. That's something else that they've fixated upon as well. Like, oh, it's high in protein. Protein's that good thing.
When are you going to come out with your own food or drink product, and will it be Game of Semboy Water?
Thank you, Flick, for the 10. You disgusting degenerate. Will I make my own food or drink? Probably not. I mean, I work with Gamer Subs for a little bit.
They advertise on the side of the bottle that there are 834 milligrams of electrolytes. But what does that mean? It's primarily potassium. It's, if you look at here.
Dude, Americans are so fat-coded. Like, you look at the nutrition facts on, like, anything in America, they always list the calories up there. Like, only look at this. Look at nothing else. I mean, to be fair, we've got a bit of a scam in the UK. Hang on, we got this, right? We got, like, a traffic light system because people in the UK are, like, actually just sub-IQ. Hang on. You see that, right? You see the little things at the bottom? Those are all green, which makes you believe this is a healthy drink. It's like 2 calories, no fat, no saturates, no sugars, 0.03 grams of sugar. It's like, wait a minute. That means it's healthy, right? Yeah, we use like a traffic stop sign thing, but it doesn't include like sugars or sweeteners. It's like get fat or get cancer. Like, pick one.
There's 700 milligrams of potassium, 124 milligrams of magnesium, and only 10 milligrams of sodium, which is going to be extremely important for when we talk about the actual purpose and the actual value of these electrolyte hydration beverages. This is
the traffic light system is good for my diabetic girlfriend. She can generally just glance at something and know if she needs to inject. So, do sweeteners not affect blood glucose levels? I thought they did, just not as much. So if something's got like sweeteners in it, you can just like, as a diabetic, you can just totally blank it. Like, it's fine. I thought you still had to kind of consider it, like even if it has sweeteners. I thought it spiked the blood sugar levels a little bit. Just nowhere near as much.
Essentially,
I think it's all a big distraction to take attention away from the MrBeast and dog pack drama. Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. I think that's a schizo theory. I think it was a long time coming, and it's very good for all of them because Prime is falling the fuck off. Prime is dipping. No one's buying Prime anymore. They're collabing with the biggest YouTuber in the world, and then MrBeast can go to advertisers and be like, "Oh hey, so I've just secured a deal with one of the biggest YouTubers in America, one of the biggest YouTubers in the UK. I'm good for brands now, right?" Because that's what people get scared of. They get scared of losing brands if there's allegations against them, like behind the scenes. So I think this was a good move for all of them. It helped all of them. It helped save Prime, and it also probably would help MrBeast get more sponsors in the future by showing like board members like this is a huge deal we just secured, like we're not a brand risk.
A lot of potassium. It's basically flavored cocoa.
For protein. Why are the donos not playing?
Got the keychain recently, love his smug expression, not chubby enough toe and his feet stink.
Thank you, Anon, for the 10. I'm going to replay these. They're not playing for some reason. We've managed to get 10 extra...
Pyrocynical, now that our budget has some freedom due to the brainwashing ads, we have managed to have 10 extra Dilla to ask, when are you going to go to the excellent, beautiful podcast talk tour? I want to go myself after I win. So when are you...
I'd love to go and talk to her. Could you imagine Trump on talk to her?
Hey,
I think that'd be best.
Can you watch Sony releases stupid piece of shit that doesn't fucking work? It's a 15-year-old video that I'd say aged pretty well.
Thank you truly for the 10. Maybe after this.
Coconut water.
I saw Prime free yesterday at the store in Norway. Yeah, it's laced all over corner shops in the UK now, especially in London. I've never tried Prime before. I've only had the Prime Energy in the can, which now you got to be like 18 to drink, I think, because there's just a ridiculous amount of caffeine in it, or it might be 16. It is funny though, like seeing KSI and Logan and that eating Lunchables, and they're just spitting it out and stuff, and then kids are clipping it and they're captioning it like, okay, we know what we rehearsed.
Water. That's the.
It's like it's funny because we're now reaching the point where everyone gets internet access at such a young age that like the market they're trying to appeal to can see right through what they're trying to do, like immediately. Like the 8-year-olds can't, fair enough, but like the teenagers and stuff, they just see right through it and they're like, nah.
The number 2 ingredient is coconut water, and that's where you get a lot of that potassium. So yes, it has a lot of electrolytes, but is that good? What does that mean? Are they the right electrolytes? Are they too many? Are they too few? And when's the right time to consume them? If we compare to, you know, the granddaddy of them all, electrolyte drinks here, Gatorade, which again, I'm not saying Gatorade is any better in these circumstances. The one improvement that I think with Gatorade is that it has more sodium, 270 milligrams of sodium.
34 grams of sugar. 34. Like, unless you're doing a fucking marathon, like, you don't need that, bro.
Compared to 10.
How is that only 69% of your recommended daily value? I swear your recommended daily value is like 6 teaspoons of it or something.
With Prime. Now, Gatorade also has sugar. But sugar is important when it comes to hydration because our body cells actually uptake more water and these electrolytes whenever sugar is along for the ride with this co-transport. So you actually...
That's so bad though. Like if you're not working out, sat down playing Fortnite all day, where's all that excess energy going to go from the sugar? It's going to be converted straight into fat. Actually, biggest scam in the health industry, man.
Want some sugar in your beverage when you're trying to aggressively rehydrate. So just because Gatorade has sugar doesn't mean that like Gatorade is bad, but we all consider Gatorade as bad because it has calories and sugar, whereas something like Prime is marketed as great. And
I mean, sugar's really good for you, like after a workout, if you're deprived of everything. Yeah, definitely. I don't think you should always avoid sugar, but like the average person does not have an active lifestyle enough to warrant it, I feel.
Good because it has all these chock full of electrolytes, more than Gatorade, but no.
Like you walk like to school, from school, then you go play Fortnite for like 8 hours. That doesn't warrant taking in like a 40-gram sugar drink to rehydrate you.
Sugar. That's not as simple as it really is. You look at other things out there on the market. So Element, which full disclosure.
Sugar's a good pre-workout. It's I don't know. You kind of crash though. You'd crash, wouldn't you? Surely. I used to take pre-workout like caffeine, but then you kind of realize caffeine's a scam. It's funny, like, have you ever had pre-workout before and you get that feeling in your face like you're about to have a stroke? Like your face feels really like pins and needles all over your body. Apparently that's really good. That means it's working. But I was like, this doesn't give me any more motivation to finish the workout. This is just hell.
I've done some sponsored ads for Element in the past.
Caffeine is not a scam. Caffeine just keeps you awake longer. I love caffeine. I love it. But like I'm saying, it's not, it doesn't give you that energy boost that people talk about. It just, all it does, it shuts off the hormone that makes you tired for a little bit longer. So that's, I remember seeing some YouTube video talking about it. And it was like, the worst thing you can ever do is drink coffee as soon as you wake up. Because you'll just feel sleepy again. You need to like wait half an hour. I think it's that fat guy with the beard who keeps shilling AG1s, and he just keeps saying how everything in the world is bad for you.
I think it's a great,
like, he's literally the definition of fun is not legal
product, especially for those high intense sweating exercise bouts that we'll talk about later. But Element, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 of magnesium. So you compare that with Prime. Now, both of these are considering themselves to be hydration, electrolyte drinks in that space. One has 10 milligrams of sodium, one has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. One has 700 of potassium, 200 of potassium. When you have such extremes in what is being found in these beverages, you have to question what is actually appropriate and what is necessary at the right time. I have no problem what
ungodly amounts of caffeine have made you nocturnal. Yeah. There's too much caffeine in everything. I mean, even now, like, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. That has caffeine in it. Like, I'm drinking it at night, and then I complain, like, why I can't sleep.
Whatsoever. If Prime and these other drinks, but Prime especially with their marketing we'll talk about, was being marketed as just a low-calorie, tasty coconut water. That's what it is. That's essentially what this is. And if it was marketed as such, I don't think there would be a lot of pushback and criticism. The challenge is that it's marketed with professional elite athletes.
Show your muscles. Don't clip this. That's it. That's what you're getting.
It's consuming it as this optimal hydration electrolyte beverage that is good for you when you're exercising, good for your health, good for your hydration. And so they're advertising it like it.
Show your other arm. No, I don't do anything with the other arm, so I can't show that one.
Athletes consuming it as this optimal hydration electrolyte beverage that is good for you when you're exercising, good for
I don't do anything with the other arm. I can't show it.
your health, good for your hydration. And so they're advertising it like it has these benefits with hydration that simply don't hold up when you look at the science based on the actual electrolyte composition. Now, that doesn't mean that something like Gatorade is 100% perfect either, but the specific thing with Prime is that it doesn't.
XQC arm? Where's that video of XQC on the treadmill?
Yeah, want me to do.
That's not it. That's not it. No, where is it? Where is it? He's built like Bladey. Oh. Oh. Oh man. That's so good. That's so good.
Have the amount of sodium that you need for optimal hydration.
Who in chat said SCP-096?
Specifically with sweat loss. And so it's really important to distinguish the different scenarios where people are consuming these beverages. Again, I don't think there's a reason that anybody should be consuming these beverages for like the health benefits necessarily just at lunch or breakfast or when you're not exercising and exerting yourself or trying to replenish because of true dehydration. We've lost this sort of edge between what we think is optimal hydration and true dehydration, where people think that you have to just chug and pound electrolytes and water to stay healthy, but that's not necessarily the case. Like
I saw this video talking about this like in greater detail, and like the Western world or just the world in general is cooked, because it's like they'll educate to you how bad certain stuff is, right? Like this food's bad, that food's bad, but then at the highest level, nothing will ever change because a lot of these companies basically lobby like the American government, right? And so the American government will be inclined to never clamp down on them because they're giving them so much funding for elections and stuff. So it literally is just like a vicious cycle of hell that'll basically never end. Like it sucks. It's awful.
I said, a lot of people, our bodies do a very good job of managing.
Like if you really want to truly eat healthy and stuff like all the time, like it sucks. Because it's expensive, it takes time. Like you've got so much so much convenience out there.
Our sodium, our potassium, our chloride, our electrolytes, without this need for.
Belly is spilling onto the desk. Off. Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Why did you say that in my chat? Why did you say that in my stream? Why did he say that?
external supplementation.
I might ban him.
The need for external supplementation comes into effect whenever our body is losing excessive amounts of these electrolytes that we're not adequately able to replace through food and diet alone. That's what these electrolyte drinks are from. That's why Gatorade was developed, to
Pyro got excited. Shut up.
replenish the salt lost in sweat in those hot summer days down in Florida. Now, the average person, when they exercise and sweat, the number one electrolyte that you're losing is sodium chloride specifically. That's what gives that salty taste. You're not losing a lot of potassium in your sweat. It's primarily salt. And it's varied from one person to the other, but on average, you lose around 900 to 950 milligrams of sodium per liter of sweat. And some people, depending on the intensity of their exercise, may lose multiple liters of sweat. So you could potentially be losing multiple grams of sodium if you are excessively sweating with exercise. So then you think, well, how am I going to replace that sodium? And that's where these electrolytes...
Guaranteed, most people that drink Gatorade and Prime don't drink it for the benefits of the BCAAs and the electrolytes. They drink it because they just see a bottle of water and they're like, that's boring. That's boring. I mean, I'm literally in the same boat. I think water is really boring to drink. I hate water. It's so boring. But like, instead of drinking soda all the time, I switched over to sparkling water. Like, that was my cope. Like, I basically switched over to rich people water because the poor people water wasn't enough.
in sports drinks.
Also, have you seen how fat people are in Mexico? It's like, I remember Colossal was telling me about this, like, because he lives in Mexico. They're so fat over there because they have Coke over there that uses like real cane sugar and it tastes nicer. But more importantly, like, the Coke over there is cheaper than actual bottled water. Like 4 cents. It's crazy.
Hydration drinks come into play. And so you would think you want to have a lot of sodium to
Pyro would love to go to Mexico. All right.
replace that potentially 1, 2, 3 grams of
Actually, Asmongold. No, I was definitely being genuine when I said the poor people water. Sparkling water is amazing. Oh, hey, Richter, what's up? Yeah, sparkling water on top, sadly.
sodium that are lost. And that's why these drinks historically have salt. That's why Gatorade, when you look at just your standard, you know, this is not the low calorie, the electrolyte Gatorade, 270 milligrams, not as high.
I've gone on this schizo rant before, but like in UK corner shops, how much Coke owns everything is crazy. It's like, all they got in the fridge is like Fanta, Coke, Coke Zero, maybe Pepsi. I know that's a different company, but shut up, it's the same thing. And then like at the very bottom, they'll have just water, which is like their own, like Coke's own brand of water. That doesn't even have electrolytes in it. It doesn't have any minerals. They artificially add the minerals in afterwards. Like, it's not even from like a natural spring or anything.
Thing like Element, which is going to have 1,000 milligrams of sodium, but at least
that's like all over Europe. Nah, every country in Europe seems to have its own water brand. When I went to the Netherlands, when I went to Amsterdam, they had some really nice. They had this brand of water over there that was really nice. And then in Italy, they got San Pellegrino, but you can kind of get that everywhere. And then in Germany, they had something, I forget. But every country seems to have its own. Oh, Spa. Spa's the one. Yeah, Spa water in Amsterdam. That's really nice. I like that.
there is so
Dasani? Oh no, Dasani's awful. There's like, yeah, Dasani's another water owned by Coke, I think, and they artificially put the salt in afterwards. So it's just shit.
sodium compared to the 10 milligrams found
Bro talks about water brands every stream. Yes.
in this blue raspberry bottle of Prime. Simply put, drinking Prime, if you're excessively sweating to try and replenish your sodium, is not going to adequately replenish your sodium.
I mean, doesn't Prime have BCAAs? What's the benefit of them again? I remember, like, anyone that works out always tells me it's a meme. It may. Yeah, not even confirmed, just may. May is, like, always such a cope. May improve muscle mass and performance, may reduce muscle damage from exercise. Why does the average kid playing Fortnite need that, man? Oh, they're gonna... Oh, my thumbs from gaming all day. Oh, they're so fatigued. Thank goodness for this BCAA, Mr. Logan.
Compared to a different beverage. This Body Armor Light is the same way, though, to be honest. It's only got 20 milligrams of sodium, so twice the sodium of Prime. And the reason these drinks don't have a lot of sodium in them is because, of course, that makes it not taste very good. If you've ever had Element, I think Element is one of the best.
Oh my god, I tried this water I had. I think I talked about it on stream, Vitaly Catalan. That was Oh, Vichy Catalan. Dude, that stuff was like, that is like actually drinking the ocean. It was really nice though, but like, yeah, you couldn't drink that every day.
Best things you can have for really heavy sweat loss and replacing your electrolytes. It tastes salty, but guess what? When you're excessively losing sweat, you need to replenish that salt. So I have a really hard time believing that when we see...
Bro, you are creaming over water. What do you drink every day, young man? What do you drink? What do you drink?
That drinks like Prime are being marketed as the official sponsor.
What do I think about Fiji? I used to drink Fiji all the time, but then I kind of realized it's probably best to not drink it because it all, if they're not lying, it all comes from Fiji. But having water sat in plastic, reused plastic, and like having it sat out in the open for possibly weeks at a time to get it shipped all the way over to the UK, like that cannot be good for you. So yeah, I kind of stopped drinking Fiji. It's all I drank originally. It literally was all I drank, but then I started coping on San Pellegrino.
Sponsors of things like UFC.
This is at least in a glass bottle, so it's like a slightly better cope.
You know, professional soccer, football clubs, elite athletes. I would hope that those elite athletes are not actually relying on something like Prime to replenish their electrolytes with exercise. Because again, well, it's not in and of itself.
Just drink tap water. I've actually drank so much like sparkling water, I can't drink tap water. It tastes disgusting to me now.
A bad
I can't drink tap water. I genuinely can't. It tastes vile.
Beverage. I'm not saying it's like gonna cause all this harm and is some terrible drink. It doesn't have the adequate sodium that is necessary in those high-level sports excessive sweating scenarios to adequately replenish it. And so it sends this kind of...
When you think about San Pellegrino sodas, they're nice. I think they've got way too much sugar in them though. They've got the Essenza ones that have no sugar, but they taste like shit.
Mixed message with what you truly need in your electrolyte drink compared to what your body is losing and what is in your electrolyte drink. Let's talk a little bit next about the sugar, because if you actually look at some really well-founded science, there is something called an oral rehydration solution. Oral rehydration therapies were developed with the World Health Organization to specifically replenish fluid and electrolytes lost, primarily in cases of diarrhea, where when you have excessive diarrhea, your gut is not able to reuptake the sodium in the water effectively, and so you can die from dehydration. This oral rehydration therapy is a solution of sugar and salt that's specifically measured to give the optimal concentration of really maximizing what your gut can reuptake into its cells to really rapidly work on good hydration in places where you might not be able to put in IVs. A lot of the drinks...
Why are you guys talking about lean being hydrating? What?
...out there will actually base their formulas on this oral rehydration formula, this recipe, because it's been shown in literature time and time again to be a very good and effective way of successfully trying to orally rehydrate somebody that is having severe dehydration. Now, this is not, again, something that you should go like drink for lunch, but this is what is going to be recommended in those severe cases of true dehydration, electrolyte loss, where it could be very harmful and potentially fatal. And so you can make these. I think actually, I want to say that Liquid IV is fairly similar to this. You know, they've got a picture here of Drip Drop. And so there are a lot of commercially available oral rehydration solutions out there, and they have sugar, they have salt, because in order for your cells in your intestine to uptake more water, uptake more salt, there's actually a co-transporter with glucose. So having glucose on board physiologically helps your body reuptake more fluid and more of that salt. And so that's why you want sugar in there, because that helps with reabsorption. So if I'm going to drink something optimal, I want a little bit of sugar in there because I want to help support that co-transport of salt, water, sugar to get more optimal rehydration. So I'd actually argue that sometimes having...
That actually looks like lean. That actually looks like lean.
I only had one problem with it when you showed Siege clips. You were sat in the corner with Frost and a hollow A on her gun, you never making it out of silver, lots of love, a non-furry diamond one.
Thanks, Adam, for the 10. Do people still play Siege? Is Jinxie still killing it?
Having some sugar is good in those situations of trying to really aggressively
like they literally have in the Wikipedia article for rehydration lean.
Hydrate.
Doesn't lean make you fat? Like it gives you lean gut or something? Isn't that a thing? Isn't lean gut a thing? When you drink so much lean that your liver inflates due to the liver having back up from the amount of toxin in the lean, exactly the same as a beer belly, which is caused by alcohol instead of codeine. Oh my god. The actual lean gut.
I'm from the Reddit video, I told you to game end yourself. Anyway, I love the videos. You can't ban me.
Sugar is also a reason. Oh yeah, from the Sprite, right? What does lean do again? Does it just give you, does it just make you feel high or something? Is it just the same as, is it just the same as weed? What does it do? It's just cough medicine, isn't it? It's just cough medicine and Sprite. Lean is morphine. Ah, right. So it just makes you... Oh, so it's like weed. It just makes you a moron. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It literally just gives you 500 ping. Apparently that's a high.
So we've just like all kind of lost our way with electrolytes, right? We all think that because of this marketing that like more electrolytes are good, right? MrBeast tweet, it's got more electrolytes. And so somehow that implies that it's better. But for a product that is intended to be eaten for lunch, there is no reason that the average kid that's going to eat a Lunchly needs to have more electrolytes. But that's used as like this marketing point to try and sell more of it because we think that more is better. But I'm here to tell you that in those cases, you don't need a bunch of electrolytes. Now, I will admit,
it is scary though. Like as a parent now, it is genuinely impossible to shop healthy for your kids. Like you just can't do it. You just can't fucking do it. Because it's like, you look at the salt, the sugar, the fat, and then that's great. Oh, what's that on the back? Oh, palm oil. I heard that's really bad because of some guy on TikTok. Like there's just so many things you need to avoid. It's actually impossible.
If your choices are to either drink a Capri Sun or to
mineral water has electrolytes. Yeah, I mean, mineral water comes from natural springs, so it has salt. Yep.
Drink a Prime, it's probably better to drink a Prime. But ideally, I'd rather you drink neither of them and drink a water. So yeah, you can argue that it's a healthier option than drinking a Capri Sun, but that doesn't mean that it's healthy. And there's not something that I think is just as good.
Codeine turns into morphine in the liver. Oh, so yeah, it's just literally depressant.
Cheaper and better for your body, which for those situations for lunch, just drink water. If you want to talk about
brave statement, only drink water.
About what to drink with excessive sweat loss in those situations of intense sport where you're out in the heat, where you're sweating, where you legitimately should have and want an electrolyte replacement beverage, make sure you're consuming something with salt. Salt is important. Salt is what you're going to be losing. There are a lot of different things out there to look at. Element, Body Armor, Gatorade, Prime, we'll put it in there. But it's important because of what your body loses in your sweat that you are making sure you replenish your salt. Yes, salt tastes.
You know the worst thing is about the internet that I absolutely hate? Like this guy has made the most concise video shutting down Logan Paul, but most people won't even take the information in because he's delivering it in such a normal, non-brain rot way.
Salty. It's not going to be as delicious of a drink, but it's necessary to replenish that salt when you are losing a lot with sweating. It's also good to have some sugar in there because that sugar is going to help with reuptake of that water. It's going to have that co-transport with the sodium, which helps pull the water in behind it. Hydration is not that complicated. We've made it so complicated with all these different brands and products and drinks and electrolyte counts and this and that. If you're thirsty, drink water. Eat a well-balanced diet of food.
But I don't want to drink water because water's boring. Water's boring.
Your body will do a just fine job of managing its electrolytes unless you have a true underlying health problem.
Isn't that crazy how like the soda industry and stuff just has us all by the balls though? Like they actually fucking own us, bro. Like the fact that we won't drink the most essential thing that's like 80% of our body just because it's boring. Like that's like we're cooked. It's over.
If you're exercising, you're excessively sweating, then I think it's okay to drink a well-rounded electrolyte sports beverage that you enjoy the taste of, preferably something with some sodium. That's it for the video, everybody. Let me know any questions or comments down below.
Wait, you started drinking sparkling water because of me? Okay, based. Thank you, Toasty, for the 5. You look like XQC.
Your thoughts. I'm not gonna lie, like I tasted it The blue raspberry tastes pretty good. My wife tasted it. She thought it tasted delicious as well. So again, I'm not trying to say that it's like a bad, harmful drink. I don't think it's causing harm. I don't think it's bad, but I think it's been marketed in a way that
I only drink water and tea with no sugar. Oh, no, tea with no sugar is goated. Like, I honestly think adding sugar to tea just ruins it. It makes it sweet. Like, I'm very lucky to not like sweet things. Thank fuck for that, because I'd be a fat bastard otherwise. Because everything I drink is so closely associated with sugar.
that gives people an impression that it's
like when I drink coffee, I just always have black coffee, like lemongrass tea and stuff like that.
really, really good for hydration and or should be consumed at any other time.
Black tea, no milk, no sugar. Okay, I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a psychopath, okay? I like a little bit of fun in my life, okay? All right, I'm not that far gone.
Time of the day, like at lunch, which
You probably need to talk to someone, man. Like, you're pretty depressed, I think.
any, I think, sensible doctor, medical professional would say is not the case. And also just think of this. Do you really think that the same beverage that should be used to hydrate elite mixed martial art UFC fighters training and sweating for hours is what you should drink at lunch when you're not?
No, tea without milk is really good. Like green tea, lemon tea, fennel tea. Yeah, without milk. But if you have like an actual tea, like in the UK, like an English breakfast one, like you'd have like a little bit of milk, right? Surely that's normal.
Sweating. And I think if you think about that, you'll realize that those are very different scenarios that should have very different hydration. And trying to market one thing as being applicable.
I said fennel tea, not fent tea. Fennel tea. I did not say fent tea. Wait, is that real? Fent tea. The fentanyl tea bag. The fentanyl tea bag. Oh my god, get me on some of that. Get me on some of that. Mad Hatter put fent in the tea.
Say.
Fentanyl tea. This is what I love about the internet, man. You look up the stupidest fucking things that will actually always be a result. Green tea versus coffee, wrist fractures, and fentanyl. What? Green tea versus coffee, wrist fractures, and fentanyl. Okay, I think I'll just take the green tea. So I have to get a wrist fracture to get the fentanyl? No, I just have the green tea. I'm good.
To all that is not good.